And I'm ready to launch the dark side walkthrough. Well, it's actually gonna be more like a playthrough for those of you guys that actually make a difference between the two words, because I'm speeding things up, and this will be available as a standalone video, obviously. If you want to see more details, check out the guide that at the time of live streaming this, it hasn't been published yet, but I'll publish it in probably the next 2 or 3 hours. There is a very detailed written guide with screenshots and video guides attached to it for the new flashpoints, for those of you who need to read about the mechanics before you perform them yourself. You don't really need the mechanics because solo mode is very easy. Let's go. Jumping to Odessan. How many of you guys had Theron maxed out? How many of you had him at level 50 or rank 50 influence? How many of you have spent, I don't know, tens, hundreds of hours with Theron as your active companion? This guy is one of the first non-classic companions that we've ever received. He's been around since before 4.2. Him and Lana actually initiated all of this. They started the Forged Alliance's story arc way before Revan. That was what, 2.6, 2.7? Wow, so many years ago. 47? Ooh. Hey Von, you've never used him? Good for you, Mike. I've also not used him. Or at least not much. Is that Pierce I have as my companion? What the hell? Pierce, what are you doing here? Oh, I forgot to ask that. How many of you have tried to romance Theron Shan? Oh, you must be very pissed. There must be unique lines. I don't have a romance active with any of my characters, so I don't know what happens when you have romance Theron and he betrays you. Oh, damn, that would be nice.
Commander, fresh news from the war on Iokath. Republic troops capture one of our supply stations. The Empire's leading a retaliation, but we're locked in a stalemate.
You always know how to cheer me up. What about our hunt for the traitor in our ranks?
We've been spying on every member of the Eternal Alliance, just like you ordered. Now we're drowning in leads, but none of it's actionable. Our people feel violated, and we're no closer to catching the traitor.
Bring me their head on a platter. I don't care how you do it.
If we crank up the heat anymore, we'll turn one traitor into 100.
Lighten up, Theron. Things aren't all doom and gloom.
Well, you look cheery today, Lana. Did Galt spike the calf again?
Even better. I found a lead. Alliance agents picked up a signal from the shadow world of Umbara. It's encrypted with the same algorithm the traitor used on Iokath. They're still on the planet, helping our Republic foes grab a massive stockpile of Adegan crystals.
The traitor already lured me into one ambush on Iokath. I won't walk into another.
This time, I'll have your back.
As will I. The Republic won't give up their precious crystals without a fight.
Both sides have tinkered with Adegan crystals for years, part of an arms race to build a new arsenal of superweapons.
If we move quickly, we can corner the traitor and hijack those crystals. Intel says they're on an Umbaran supply train headed for the capital city.
Then we leave now. The traitor won't escape us this time.
Get out.
Lore update. You guys want to read that lore update? Let me read it for you. State of the Galaxy. Resource War. Even before the Eternal Empire's reign, the war between the Republic and the Sith Empire created a constant strain on resources. Vital raw materials from planets on both sides were often shipped to the military for use in the war, creating scarcity. Wow, that's a complicated word, I apologize. Scarcity on Republic and Imperial worlds. When both factions fell to the Eternal Empire, what little raw materials and supplies they'd managed to save were forfeited to the Internal Fleet. Conquered worlds suffered a major resource crisis and resorted to heavy rationing. In extreme cases like Tatooine, civilian vehicles were confiscated for scrap, and residents were limited to a single government-issued ration bar per day. After the Eternal Empire's defeat, thanks to the Outlander, That reaction was just on me, it's not in the text. Many hoped for an improvement on the availability of resources. However, what little the newly freed planets had left was needed to repair the damage caused by the devastating war. Those hit hardest by the Eternal Fleet, such as Voss, wow, Voss is mentioned, struggled to survive amidst the wreckage of their crops and manufacturing facilities. For both the Empire and Republic, hope lies in what little they can secure from natural worlds discovered during the war. And here comes... well, not Iokat, I was about to say Iokat. Iokat is not exactly a natural world, but here comes Umbara. Reaction to what? Thank you, David. I don't know which you meant, but thank you. Oh, I think I have forgotten. This is the area that's locked. This is the, where the terminal for the new stronghold is located. Once again, for those of you who might be joining late, 60 of the special tokens that drop from the bosses in the Flashpoint are required if you want to do that. I wonder where we are going to find Satil.
The train is on the move, and the traitor's on board.
Nothing we can't handle.
No, none of my characters have romance with Theron. Well, I have one of them, but she's level 60 something and she's way far behind. Oh wait, what spec am I? Yes, I have checked, of course, and analyzed Carnage changes. They are not as bad as everybody was thinking and expecting. I myself was expecting a bigger hit from BioWare. And just to make things a little bit more, I don't know, interesting, different at least, I'm gonna switch spec and let's see, what do I have? Devastating Blast, Gore, and Ferocity. Oh, okay. All of the abilities are actually in place. The nerf to Carnage and combat is definitely less than what we expected, and I'm really happy with the amount of damage that I can still produce. However, I have to admit that I only play Combat Carnage in places where it actually really shines. For the single boss fights, I do prefer Annihilation and Watchman because it's far superior there. And it relies less on crits and RNG. I know, I probably should explain. RNG is far less important these days compared to what it was, let's say, in 2.8 for Carnage or for any other specs. But it still plays a role, whether you like it or not. And I told you I'm gonna test for you, well, not test, but show you what happens if you don't pick up this datapad. There is only one place where you can find this datapad, and it's on the first open wagon where you actually see the environment and you step down. So, if you step on these things, for each one of them you step on, a small turret is gonna spawn. These turrets are weak and they die quick enough, but it's still annoying having to fight them. So I'm gonna pick up the datapad, and because I'm doing this solo, the datapad will allow me to not having to take care of the traps anymore. I still haven't found a solution for the blue beams, so this is still an issue. That blue beam that turns into a red beam with lightning damage. If you stay in it, the damage is quite big. I don't know if it's me. I have a feeling that the luck is worse than an hour ago here on the train. Something still alive? Oh, damn you. These are kind of the same turrets, but they have shields. The turrets on the first boss fight look exactly the same and behave exactly the same, but they don't have shields. Unless the boss buffs them, then their shields become actually quite stronger. That would be all. Oh, wait. It's upstairs. BioWare has graciously provided us with a hint where we need to go.
Down with the Alliance!
You notice that these NPCs actually shout different things. I don't know if it's random, but they do shout different things
Should feel
depending
better
on
now.
what you play. Because I'm on the Empire side. And of course, this character has aligned with the Empire in 5.2.
This is for Jace Malcolm!
Pushback from the gold guy is not strong enough to push you away. Unless, of course, you really want to. I haven't actually managed to successfully push myself out. But I suppose everything is possible if you really want it. And we are approaching the first boss.
Take my advice and don't look down.
Try to refresh the page, see if the lag disappears.
We're closing
Anybody
in
else
on the traitor
experiencing
signal.
lag? How are you guys enjoying the live stream
Get those
performance at the
crystals!
moment? And this time I'm not going to test the turrets, I'm just directly jumping down.
This is for Jace Malcolm!
I know that there is lightning here, and despite the fact that I do activate Undying Rage, please note that the damage is still there. I don't know if it's a bug. The I win button Undying Rage is supposed to protect me, but maybe not against this lightning. I've heard bad things about Verizon as a provider. And if you haven't seen them, call to stations, because, I don't know, someone might need to heal up. And this is the first boss. I'm not going to spend too much time again explaining the mechanics. When you see this standalone video for the Dark Side run, there will be a link below the video showing you my written guide with screenshots and with probably the same video attached to the guide as well. So, double hello. It will tell you what boss does what, how to defeat them, what's important, what's not, why, and so on.
My turrets will destroy you!
Yeah, his turrets are really annoying. Ah! Failed.
My turrets will destroy you!
Die in the shadow!
Man, it's really challenging playing combat with a lag.
Die in the shadow!
The turrets are really loud. Can you feel that? Is it loud for you too?
You will not take the crystals!
They are really loud, and when we have 6 of them, that's the maximum number of turrets that the technician can spawn, things get really out of hand.
My turrets will destroy
Die
you!
in the shadow!
Still detonating.
Die in the shadow! Umbara will consume you.
Umbara, the official pronunciation of the planet, just in case you were wondering. I will very likely keep calling it Umbara because to me it sounds better. I know it's not good of me to keep doing that, I just love Umbara.
My turrets will destroy you!
Oh wait, I might actually show you what happens when one of them enrages. Wait, did I actually already enrage it? Okay, I guess I've killed the Shadow Assassin. Is the boss enraged now? Come on, dude. There it is, enraged. Stop moving. Target is enraged, they deal greater damage while in this state. The enrage is really nothing that special, even in the higher difficulty modes. It can be a little bit annoying in Master mode, but in Veteran mode it's easy to deal with it. When they go in enrage mode, if you kill one of the bosses before the other one, the second one that's alive gets enraged in a couple of seconds. And the bad news is you still have to kill the turrets after you finish the bosses. The reward, once again, 1 purple token from the first boss, and we're approaching the first cutscene.
The traitor's on the other side of that door.
They're gone.
That's impossible. According to the signal, they're still on the convoy. No!
Theron.
It's over, Commander. In a few minutes, this train will collide with that mountain range. You'll be disintegrated, and I'll escape with the Adegan crystals. Don't worry. You won't feel a thing.
I could end your miserable life in an instant. But first, I want to hear an explanation from the traitor's lips.
When you show your true colors, it makes all this easier. Luring you into that trap on Iokath was just the beginning. Ever since you defeated Valkorion, everything I've done has been towards one goal. The total destruction of the Eternal Alliance.
You helped build the Alliance. After everything we've been through, why tear it down now?
What I built was an end to the Eternal Empire, not this. I followed you because I believed you'd end the cycle of war. I thought we'd finally be free once you took down Valkorion. But the Alliance outgrew you. Now it's rotting from the inside, the galaxy's fighting back, and you've become a symbol of oppression. So much for your dreams of peace.
Listen to yourself, Theron. These problems don't exist. They're all in your head.
The ones in power never see the weight of their actions, do they?
If you topple the Alliance, millions will die.
If that's the cost of peace, so be it. 30 seconds to impact. This is goodbye.
You better start running, Theron. I'm going to enjoy hunting you down. Lana, Theron escaped.
Warning, collision imminent. Brace for impact.
We need to survive long enough to make Theron pay. Jump! Stay alert. We're in Umbaran territory, and they won't be happy to...
And this is the dark side version of Theron's betrayal. Remind me if I forget at the end of the Flashpoint to say a few more words about this specific cutscene that we've just watched, because I have some comments that I guess most of you have noticed the silly things that my character is doing or that Theron is doing, but let's leave them for the end of the story. Now let's keep enjoying the ground combat. For me personally, it's much more interesting and entertaining to play the ground battles on the planet. The train was interesting to see, but I don't know if it's because so very laggy, it annoys me. The wreckage though is, wow, really good looking. Question, where was that? Have I heard anything about the server merges? Of course, everybody is talking about server merges, mate, but there is absolutely nothing official from BioWare yet. They haven't said if, when, and how they will be doing server merges. They've been saying that for quite some time. Oops.
Not surprised you survived the crash. I didn't think it would be that easy. But it buys me enough time to get off-world.
Keep talking. It'll make silencing you all the more satisfying.
You'll need to catch me first.
I don't understand. How did I not see this coming? Was I really that blind?
Once a spy, always a spy. Deception is what scum like Theron do best.
When I get my hands on him, he will regret betraying a Sith.
I forgot what I was telling you guys before the cutscene, but if you remind me, I might continue. Just a very quick welcome to Patrick, Lorenzo, and Uday for subscribing. I don't think we saw, or at least I didn't saw their notifications on screen, probably because they happened during a cutscene. Oh, come on! I forgot that this Skiris sees me from a mile away. Again, we're in the beginning of the second area. We're going for the bonus boss. There is a canister here. Pick it up quickly. There we go. What's a G? And I like, who made that comment about the C team and Andromeda? As much as I actually have to admit I like Andromeda. Hello, Azrael. Welcome. As much as I have to say I liked Andromeda, it was a failure from the point of this being a BioWare game and the much higher standards that this studio used to hold up to. Where the hell did that comment disappear? Oh, Deadly Kitten. Deadly Kitten made the comment about the C team and Andromeda. Nice one. Oh wait, I got lost. Okay, that way. I'm going that way. Second canister. My server is the Red Eclipse.
Yeah, this will help.
Well, I am on the Red Eclipse. It's not my server. Oh yes, of course. If BioWare showed or told me something under NDA, I wouldn't be able to tell you guys. But in this case, no. In this case, I can say honestly that they have not spoken, at least not to me, about server merges. I don't think that's something they would say to me or anybody else beforehand. It's not something you would like to share with someone unless it's in a form of a question. Hey, what do you think about server transfers? I'll tell them that we need one big server for Europe and one big server for US, and that's all. So, if by any very random chance anybody from BioWare is listening, please ask me that question. What do you think about server merges? Oh crap. What's happening there? Huh. Oh, let me show you what happens if you kill the ads. We know what happens if you don't kill them, but just for the fun.
Keep
fighting after I'm
And
gone.
now the boss is red, glowing and buffed twice. Avenge the Fallen twice because I've killed both of the odds. And the boss is gonna start dealing a lot more damage. Look at that. My companion is almost dead now. Well, help, but with the reset mechanics, even in solo mode, the boss still resets the
I
aggro.
need help.
Well, next time, Lana. You were a worthy companion. Look at the boss now attempting to kill me. I wonder if I will die in solo mode, despite the fact that I said it's ridiculously easy. Oh, look at that. I'm actually... No, wait. I can heal myself. Damn it, that's easy. That's not fair, being able to heal myself. Although, he may still kill me. We'll see. No. I don't have a second healing puddle here. Oh, there it is. Of course I knew there is a second one. What? Huh. That one was weirdly delayed. I don't know if it's because of the lag. Right. As I've told you in the previous run, it's not a very good idea to enrage the boss by killing the odds first. Please don't do that. This guy has an average rating of 230. I've transferred what Vulkk has from the right side, and the weapons are half decent. Ooh, not really, for level 70, not anymore. But the left side is quite pathetic. Look at this. 216, 224, 224, 186! Dreadmaster Relic of Focused Retribution wins the round. Wow, I didn't know actually. Honestly, I didn't know I have 186 item rating on me.
I'm ready. Take a breath.
Are you going to the cantina, George? I hope that BioWare is going to introduce the 2017 winter expansion for this game on the New York cantina in October. If they don't do it, this means we're going to be left out without an expansion since 3 years ago. That's how long it's been since we didn't actually receive an expansion at the end of the year. We've got 3.0, 4.0 and 5.0, all of them being released in the last, well, let's call them 2 months, November or December. Even though 4.0 I believe was released in October, it's not really important anymore. Oh wait, that's the second boss. Okay. The second boss is again nothing really special in solo mode. I'm not going over the mechanics. Just let's go kill it quickly.
Take a breath.
DM lag. That's the reset, the aggro reset mechanic. Once again, quick advice, don't stay in ranged. Despite the what character and class you are playing, stay in melee behind the boss. When you play in a group, of course. Why? So the boss doesn't jump on you and cause AoE attack to you and everybody around you. I picked up my last canister. It wouldn't allow me to continue if I haven't. You're my neighbor, George? Nice. Right. If you haven't been keeping up with the score, 1 token from the first boss, 2 tokens from the bonus boss, 1 token from the second boss, and we are up on 4 tokens at the moment. Oh crap. The exit area is this way. Okay, maybe I won't jump. And from here, We can see the previous area with the wreckage from up top. It looks really nice in the background. And it's nice that this isn't exactly a static background, but it's really the area that we went through. Oh, I should be able to skip these mobs by just holding to the right wall. And stealth out for the next. Right about here. Speed up a little bit.
This is for Jace Malcolm.
For Jace Malcolm, you say? Okay.
Should feel better now.
Now, funny thing is, the current objective is go there. We already know that here in the to the right of us, there are some canister that you should go and pick up a special weapon from them. But the funny thing is, those canister will not be available for you to open them if you haven't actually received the objective for them. What I meant to say is, wait for the objective to change to this, find a way to bypass the wreckage, and then, oh crap, what now? And then you go that way, find the canisters, open them, pick up the cannon. You haven't noticed, the cannon unfortunately seems to not be animated, or at least I'm not seeing an animation of a cannon in my character's hands. Don't know if it's a bug, hopefully. Would be nice to have a cannon appear. That's it. The missile launcher. Okay, it's not a cannon, it's a missile launcher. And to use it, you need to stand in the green circle. Really cool animation.
Yeah, this will help.
I love the animation of this explosion here. And I really love the fact that you burn. This is supposed to... Oh, there we go. It stacks up. Isn't too much. But after all,
Commander,
this is a Sith warrior. One simple fire cannot really
Worry
destroy
about
me.
that later. First, we have a traitor to kill.
I've got you. Look, Theron's shuttle. We need to hurry.
And we're about to face the last cinematic and the last boss fight. This time I will go to click that beacon before I die. Well, without dying, hopefully.
This isn't over, Theron.
No! This is just beginning.
I wonder, was that droid always here but stealthed somehow? Or did it teleport somehow from another place? It's just a silly, not really important question, but kept me wondering. You're supposed to escape from that red beam, but you don't really need to. Yeah, that's quite a lot of ads. On this run, I did not take care of the ads, or at least most of them. And you can see that I actually piled up on Lana. She didn't take much damage. But if you are a role player, you would want to save her. Be a hero. And we're about to pick up the last 2 tokens, rounding up the result on 6. Now what's disappointing, or at least it is to me, these aren't bound to your legacy. We are earning Alliance Recon data per character. Why, BioWare? Probably because it makes sense for a change. It does make sense really to earn them per character because our characters have different story decisions from 5.2 and from during this flashpoint. Scan what? There is a little terminal to the right. It's not something different. It's not something unique. No, it's part of the beacon. Or did I maybe miss something really? If I have, maybe on the next run.
We recovered most of the Adegan crystals. Once we tap into their power, Iokath is as good as ours.
And Theron.
Word of his betrayal is spreading quickly. My agents are running damage control, but it will be weeks before we know how much harm he inflicted. Even with the truth out in the open, I can hardly believe Theron was the traitor.
You failed, Milana. What good is a spy master if they can't smell a traitor right under their nose?
You're right. I promise you I will fix this. No more mistakes. We should brace ourselves for Theron's next move.
Theron's father may be dead, but his mother's still alive. Find out what she knows.
I already have feelers digging into Satil's whereabouts. I'll begin the hunt at once.
Before you start, I want to send a message to Theron. Open a holo channel and prepare to broadcast it across the galaxy.
Clearing channels now. What message will you send the traitor?
This is the commander of the Eternal Alliance. I have a warning about the terrorist Theron Shan. He is a dangerous, unhinged criminal who will stop at nothing to destroy you and your loved ones. I am placing a bounty on Theron Shan's head. 1 billion credits to anyone who brings him in, dead or alive.
I'm sorry, Commander.
So, you did as we asked. We had our doubts, but now we see your dedication to the cause. We've reached a decision. Theron Shan, welcome to the Order.
Oh, that's what you meant, scan it. Scavenge it, actually. Yeah, it doesn't give you anything unique. You can scavenge most of these things. You can actually, if you are a biochem, you can get some crafting materials from the corpses of the animal life on the planet as well. Alright, so this release, yes David, I'm confirming it, this release only allows you to get 1 new stronghold. The 1 new stronghold is the moving, how did I call it? Umbara moving base. Umbara mobile base is the official name of the new stronghold. It is unlocked from this terminal in this room. To access this room, you need 60 of the tokens, and I'm gonna show you in a moment a certain amount of credits to unlock the room. Then to get the stronghold, you need to pay 5,000 credits to unlock the stronghold, and then you would have to pay normal amount of credits only, or Cartier coins, to unlock the remainder of the rooms that are part of this train. It is the train, yes. I will not be able to show you the stronghold at the moment because 60 tokens will cost you 10 solo runs, or 6 veteran runs, or 3 master mode runs. That's the diversity. So you get 10 tokens from story mode, from solo mode. You get you get 6 tokens from solo mode. You're getting 10 tokens from veteran mode, and you're getting 20 tokens from doing master mode. Oh crap. That was the correct amount. It's really easy to fuck up with these things. And a very quick overview before I move on to the next part of this live show for today. Quick overview. What exactly are my thoughts? Now, I shared most of them in the previous light side run, and I'm only going to focus this time on the dark side decision, specifically of the first cutscene where the traitor is revealed. Hey, if you didn't know, this is a spoiler, Theron is the traitor. I was really shocked to see that my character, being a Seat warrior and being capable of choking people through that shield barrier, shield door, or whatever it is, I tried to choke him up, but then I gave him a chance to explain. Why did I not choke him again after he explained, and I was even more furious than before that? Why did I not choke him again? What exactly happened? If something had happened, if the barrier somehow got stronger, the Bauer should have shown her this. Someone mentioned that it's a weak point of the story, and it really is, specifically for the Sixth Warrior and specifically for the dark side version of this story. Bauer kind of screwed up a little bit. The story is good and interesting and decent. It's very small though. If you do the Flashpoint as I did it the first time, exploring most of the things for the first time, it will probably take you more than 1 hour. However, you can easily run through the whole Flashpoint and get all of your tokens from all the boss encounters, 4 boss encounters, in just about 20 minutes. Or maybe even less if you play a stealth class with decent gear and with a high-influenced companion. It's not really hard to farm that. What is hard is the time that we have before the next continuation of the story. Bauer at this point has not confirmed or rejected if we will get new portion of the story with 5.5. We don't even have a date yet for when exactly 5.5 is expected to land. You might have seen or heard some mind information about 5.5, and already there is a little bit about 5.6, but still very little. I highly recommend you, if you care about the story and if you want to be surprised, don't check these things out. If you can handle the less excitement and learning the important bits and pieces about the story continuation, check all of these mind posts from Reddit or from Jedipedia or wherever else you find them. My thoughts about the dark side playthrough is that it's more fun simply because it's more dramatic, with an exception of that really weak point during the cutscene with the traitor revealing himself. I love the fact that it's Theron. It does make sense for Theron to be the traitor in the Empire version, specifically for a dark side character in the Empire storyline. But it doesn't make sense that my Sith warrior can choke him in the first moment of the cutscene and then let him go and start cursing him. And did you notice the voice, the tone of my Sith warrior mentioning or complaining, whining to Lana? The traitor has escaped! Dude! Choke the traitor, stop him. Okay, that's all about the Flashpoint and the story that I had to say. I think it's time we guys move on, and what should be done first?